What up with y'all? Welcome to the show. I'm your man, the Christian bully, Mr. Mr. All the way hard in the paint, Mr. Break 'em nigga down on the goddamn hit the link, Mr. Hit the link. What you think? Mr. Going in the conscious community and setting it on fire. I'm your boy, the digital pit boss. I'm out getting the exercise in. I got the forest behind me with nothing but God to guide me. And here we are. I told y'all, I'm at the end of the show. Now, there was a time when Shinetta TV was the biggest platform you could sit on. But apparently, a few more channels have been developed since that time by the introduction of what was built in the aspect of this new conscious community, right? I say it's soon to be extinct, but it's not soon to be extinct as though something won't exist in its place, but something will exist in its place. Yeah, I'm back here in the goddamn forest, y'all. Y'all don't want to. Y'all not ready for this kind of living. I got the guillotine with me. Something jump out is kiss that ass goodbye. I'm going in. It's all good though. So here's what it is. They developed several more channels now. Other people have pretty big platforms. This is the network. This is what you call the black news information coming out the conscious community. This is where, if collectively these channels could all put out the message, everybody on the same cue at the same time for one purpose, then overnight a message would hit the goddamn community that we could give CNN and Fox TV a run for their money to control the narrative. Propaganda is the biggest tool in war. It is the first tool used, and by the great Sun Tzu, as he states, that the most optimalist way to fight is to defeat your opponent without casting a blow, by simply aligning your opponent to believe he's defeated before the fight even begins. And with the thrust of that, you win and no one has to die. And you've conquered. You came and you conquered, right? So, I came into the conscious community and it was pretty cool. I had seen a couple of these dudes on YouTube. I didn't know nobody. Nobody knew me. Nobody heard what I had to say. And I've heard what they've displayed so far. I thought it was real too. I used to think, damn, this shit real. But see, with the advent of YouTube, an old hustle got brought back because the hustle had been hustled in every decade before. It's just that the instrument to deliver it to you was totally different. And so with a new crowd getting hustled on by the conscious hustle, that shit had been and went down already. We know about the 1960s. They didn't have no internet. They had propaganda. They had staged events, and then they had, and when I say staged, I just simply mean they want to make a presence, they want to make their presence known, and so they go do things like, we gonna walk up on the White House and, you know, the White House steps, and we gonna brandish our weapons, and boom, this image verbiated into the world, changing the paradigm forever. Now the opposing team would be those white folks that they was pulling them guns on. When they sitting back on all kind of shit, and these folks is pissing them off. So they say, you know what? These black dudes can fight their ass off the shoulders. But because, you know, they really don't have the access to all the tools like we do, let's go ahead and thrash up their goddamn neighborhoods, because we can't have them on this shit thinking that they the boss and we the boss. So it was like they threw that biological war at your ass coming out the 60s. They hit your ass with that crack, devastated you. They threw Planned Parenthood in your neighborhood and killed you in your mama's womb and made your mama come up with an excuse to do it. This my body, I do what I want. I'm the God. I choose over who live, who die. Gave them all the right to do it. But if you go kill a woman pregnant, you about to get charged with 2 murders for hers and the baby in her womb, because you helping them destroy yourself faster. They love that shit when you play the game. Goddamn, they love that shit. You want to get one of these cracks, these kilos of crack, and put it in the trunk and drive across the country. You can make $10,000 in a trip, $40,000 in a trip. You can ball out. And they just gonna laugh, because even if you make it through and put that money in your pocket, the crack gonna then spread out and devastate 1,000 people. That's like when they drop a bomb in one spot, but when it explodes and it fractures, it catch people all over. That's what the crack bomb, boom, hit you with it, you out of here. But let's say you start balling too hard and they catch your ass on your way to go get that money, that mud, bud. You getting locked up, goddammit. You about to join into the slave movement. And they win again. Rather you make it through and get that bread, or they catch your ass and take you to jail, they win a goddamn again. The only time they lose is when a white boy or an Asian or anybody who's trying to attack or oppress you, anybody, even one of your own color trying to do it. The day that they lose is when they need you for something, anything. If you need me for a glass of water, God damn it, I control your ass today. So they try to make sure black people don't do nothing to be in control of nothing. But it's a couple of shits that they can't recreate. They're like, well, we cannot really create rap music. So we're going to have to let them have some publishing, because we just can't create that shit. But we could own the network that distributes it, and we could get ours that way. And so they let a few black folks go into the music business and ride around in a black Cadillac. But check this out. They can't produce the sports. They can't produce white people, enough of them, to go play sports, football, basketball, and all that shit at such a high level to entertain the whole goddamn world the way that they do with the black folks. So they let them dudes have a whole lot of bread to always have somebody to replenish their entertainment, as the only thing they want to do with black folks besides exterminate them is turn them into entertainment. And if they could just be entertained, they could be tolerated. They've always been tolerating us for entertainment value. And that's what it is, right? So Pit Boss hit this conscious community to shock this shit, to show these black folks how you've been bamboozled again. Doesn't matter which God that you believing in, they believe in that God too. All of them, every God y'all got, they got. They believe that too. You be like, I don't believe in God at all. Yeah, I agree. Oh, Buddha's the shit. Yeah, we agree. They got white folks that do everything we do, and we got black folks that do everything they do. But in the conscious community, white folks are just observers, like in hood basketball. I didn't grow up with no white boy coming to the court. Maybe one. He caught an elbow or two and sat his ass down. Nigga went to play football on the street, concrete. Nigga tackle on the side of the street against the grass. A little strip of glass. Playing tackle football. Hard. You getting hit by a nigga who gangbang at nighttime. Play flag football in the street in the daytime. That's what we get. So, ain't nothing changed. It's the same hustle. So I thought that, let me figure out the conscious community, find out what they are not really goddamn talking about. Don't copycat polite flow. I'm not gonna steal crying ass Reggie's flow. I don't wanna rock Shaka Utmost shit. I don't wanna bring in with Young Pharaoh. I got to curve out my own lane. I don't want to take what the Moors is doing. I don't belong to nobody's shit. I create my own goddamn thing. Call it the CRTs, the calculated risk takers. Holla. We going hard. And so I studied all paradigms in order to form mine. Found the golden line. So recently, Booker T. Washington is now on one of the more popular channels. And now it's got to be talked about. Now, the Moors can't compete because they got to stop at Noble Drew Ali. You got to stop right there. Islam in America, they can't compete with the conversation because they shit got to stop at Elijah Muhammad. They got to stop right there. Pan-African in the conscious community, they stopped at Garvey because they were being taught by infiltrators, just like at the time of W.E.B. Du Bois, however you say his name, the real black atheist W.E.B., who did not believe in God. And when you don't believe in God, it's hard to love your people because you too busy loving yourself. You too busy to love yourself to love your people when you don't have a God that could check your consciousness. You down like 4 flat tires. So now it's my moment. Because nobody can touch Booker T in the conscious community and get around them 300 motherfucking videos I drop down. You can't get around that, and they ain't gonna direct me to no book that can encompass the goddamn information I dropped on that shit during my time and stay in the conscious community. But the moment comes when I'm walking out. It's now time for me to go and optimize my purpose for the value of my time. Since nobody in the physical will always be with us. All we gonna have is them videos and them pictures and them audio recordings and them books that you could leave behind when your ass is gone. So I'm gonna optimize mine. Some of you will follow me and join suit. Y'all gonna go and subscribe to my YouTube page. You can do it right now. It's dpbstudio.com. And you can see how I'm gonna put this STEM program I've been kicking so hard and so much effect. And for my little level I'm gonna lead by my little example. And in there, I'm gonna give you everything I'm doing that if you wanna copy it verbatim, go do it. Optimizing your purpose. Calculating your risk. And giving you this digital pit boss. Damn, do it go so hard. So, the final hour is among us. And when you see Booker T and the pre-Garvey game of the RBG being spoke about in the conscious community, know that the time is near. Know that it's time. I got one more good one up in me where I'm gonna go in on subject matters I damn near refused to talk about for a while because it was set for a moment. Set for a moment. You cannot understand what has happened to black folks if you don't understand spin guard. Metals list. Y'all can try to go get a heads up on me, but you gotta be able to connect the dots. You can't just see it, speak it, and talk that shit. You gotta be able to take them names and connect them dots. And if you can't connect them dots to God, you can't see it. Ain't no way to see it. Ain't no way to see it. But those who wrote that list and handed out them awards, they see it. They was trying to counter the blow. We back to the makers. Making men masters of their environment. Ain't no other way to do it but to make you a master of men. So I'm here to drop the game, and I'm gonna entitle this video The Masters of Men. And if you make it to the end of this video, type in the comment section, Masters of Men. That's it. Let people wonder why you typed it. I am the digital pit boss. I thank you for your time. Be impeccable with your words. Always do your best. Never make assumptions. And no matter how hard I go on y'all on my final hour, never take it personal. Bet it all.